There's been plenty of quotes of Nick and Olandria just speaking up for one another, saying how these comments do get to them.
If people just stop trying to pick at Nick all the time, like he is a part of me, like that's somebody I am connected to too. So you picking apart him is not gonna make me feel better about myself because that is somebody I truly care about. So if I see less of that and less of people trying to like dissect where our relationship is.
It's your casual cinema bro here, and I am here to talk about Love Island. There's a lot of controversy going on right now. If you don't know, Love Island's a reality dating show that's been on for the last, seven seasons. It's been gaining popularity each season, honestly, with season 6 kind of being the season that's bring the show into stardom. Now we have season 7, which is finally ended with the reunion and everything. All the contestants are trying to put the show behind them. Everyone went on their press run. Everyone did what they had to do, except for Ace. Ace is one of the more popular hate or love him characters or contestants that are on the show. He decided, I guess he wanted the last word. Mr. Stand On Business went on a podcast or interview with Speedy. Mr. Stand On Business decided to stand on business post a reunion. Doesn't make sense to me, but decided to stand on business when there's no one else there to kind of check him or anything. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do when you're trembling on screen in front of Jeremiah at the reunion. I digress. Listen, I didn't watch the whole interview. I watched a whole bunch of clips. It's been all over my timeline as far as Twitter, X, TikTok, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna try to be objective here. Listen, Ace is 22 years old. He just had his first beer maybe a year ago. His frontal cortex lobe or frontal lobe hasn't fully developed. He's a YN. He really showed his age. He spent a lot of time talking about Love Island's most popular couple post the show, Olandria and Nick. And let me tell you, this man might be the biggest hater of 2025. I thought the biggest hater award was going to go to Lex Luthor for Superman, but no, Ace takes it. He wins. What he did there was manipulative. Oh my God, I'm using these trigger words, but he framed a lot of his hate with love. He's speaking on Olandria and Nick's relationship.
From the last conversation that I've had with, Nick, it was a matter of it's not a romantic spark. They just, you know what I'm saying? They find each other attractive.
Let me give you some context here, because context really matters. When this show was going on, Olandria started the show out with Taylor. His dreads look like Lil Wayne, like currently now, like falling apart. I'm sorry, Wayne. And Taylor was not into her at all. He really wasted her time.
I think
half that season. And Nick, he started out with Sierra. They were going strong until Sierra got in trouble for some racist comment and had to leave the show early. Now, Nick and Olandria did have some conversations about possibly maybe coupling up, but it didn't really go anywhere until Sierra left. Context matters because when they finally got a chance to really explore things, there might have been like, I'll be nice, maybe a month left of the show, while everybody else had the whole show to really get to know one another on this relationship type level. So for me, it makes sense when someone says, hey, I like this girl, I find her attractive, maybe romantically it's not there yet. Yeah, it's not gonna be there after you just spent 90% of the show with somebody else and now they have to leave because they were being racist as fuck. So when he says the last time he spoke to Nick was about 2 months ago, keep in mind that also Ace and Shelly, that's the person Ace is with, they left. They didn't make it to the final 4 or final 3. They left early. So the last time he spoke to him about this situation here was when the show's going on. It's been 2 months later. Nick and Olandria are on fire. They have brand deals. They're modeling. They're all over the place. They're on TV. People love this couple. Ace is basing his tea off of 2 months old news. This is why you really got to talk to people. This is why you got to get an update on situations before you speak. Even if this was true, Ace, I just got to say, why does it fucking matter to you? Why fuck up her bag? Why fuck up his bag? There's a lot of clips of Olandria speaking on how supportive Nick and his family has been.
Talking about it, because one thing I can say about Nick, any and every opportunity he ever has, he always try to find a way to give me that same opportunity.
Oh, that's
like, between him and his family, they're always fighting for me to get compensation.
Even if this wasn't real and he's using her, or I don't see how that's really using her, but even if it's not real, yo, she's getting a fucking bag. She's getting her name out there. He's opening up doors for her that she didn't have before. A lot of the energy Ace has for Nick came after the brand deals came, because if he truly felt this way, Mr. Stand On Business, you wouldn't find clips before the deals came in of him giggling and gaggling with Nick.
Look at our baddies.
Damn. Cheering Olandria and Nick on while they're on double dates. You wouldn't see any of that. But I guess when deals aren't coming your way, or maybe the light's not being shined on you with your big ego and big personality, it can make you feel away. I really hated about this was he disguised all this with love as far as care about Olandria. Don't say that and then go on this interview and start airing shit out, especially if she's not going to address it first. This is her life. This isn't your life. If you truly care about somebody, you're not going to do that. And if it was really an issue, you would have stood on business at the reunion. I know everyone has their own opinions on how they view things, but this right here was not a good look, Ace, at all. This was not a good look. He also had some issues with how Nick comes off very PR-like with his answers. Nick does play the middle a lot. I got to give Ace that. But what's wrong with playing the middle. Because if you don't play the middle, now you have Alandria attacked, Nick attacked, his girl attacked. Sometimes playing the middle is okay, is being diplomatic. What I really find crazy in this whole situation, Ace is not even dating exclusively with the person he left with, Shelly. He's not. So you're speaking on someone else's relationship, calling them fake when you're not even dating the person that you are going on shows saying she's going to be my first and last girlfriend.
Wow. Yeah. This would be your first girlfriend, right? Yeah. And is Shelly the first girl? Too.
So when you say she's going to be your first and last girlfriend, but then you respond this way in an interview.
As far as me asking her to be my girlfriend, I've never been pressed by no nigga, never been pressed by any woman in his life to do something I don't want to do. Unless we're talking about my time and this experience. You know what I mean?
Are you performing? Is this performative? What's real? What's not real? There's just a lot of things here that I don't think he really thought about. Once again, Ace is 22. He had his first beer last year. His frontal lobe and frontal cortex isn't fully developed. So I don't really think he thought this through. He came out to Kendrick whack out my murals, and he really did whack out his own murals. This was a bad move here. I'm not going to lie. What I also found interesting about Ace was he mentioned who he's friends with, and his friends all have something in common. I thought this very interesting here. Check this out. He said he's really cool with Taylor, who wasted Orlandria's time. Apparently producers wanted Taylor to lead her on. And if you watch the show, Ace was trying to hype him up to keep talking to her. So maybe it's the producers and Ace. Is Ace a producer? Not sure yet. Maybe we'll find out when someone else drops some more tea. We'll see. And Brian actually won with Amaya this past season. They also got together with 3 weeks left and ended up winning. And he put on a show just to cheat on her afterwards, use her to win the money. I say this because the two people that he considers his friends both have something in common. They both played with other people's feelings. They both are what he's saying Nick is doing. I just don't understand it. If you really are standing on business and care about these people around you and talking about how Maya opened up to you about some past traumas, about being in relationships, but you're cool with the two niggas that played in their faces. Make it make sense. I don't understand. A lot of this just seems like jealousy. I don't know if he's mad because Nick didn't defend him about about Ace being the ringleader. Maybe he's mad about that. But I didn't see anybody else defend him. Actually, I can find a whole bunch of clips of Nick always speaking highly of Ace and Shelly. Now, granted, maybe that's just Nick on camera. Maybe Nick in the background is a fucking scumbag. Maybe we're not seeing something he sees. But at the same time, nigga, you got to mind your business. Stop speaking on other people's business. This is a bad look. You got people attacking Olandria. You got the Hood of Hive. You know the Hood of Hive is looking for something to get back at these girls. This week should have been about Love Island getting on Hood's head top. But no, now we're here talking about Olandria and Nick. Is their relationship real? Is this shit like what's going on? And it's sad. It's sad because there's been plenty of clips. There's been plenty of quotes of Nick and Olandria just speaking up for one another, saying how these comments do get to them.
If people just stop trying to pick at Nick all the time, like he is a part of me, like that's somebody I am connected to too. So you picking apart him is not gonna make me feel better about myself because that is somebody I truly care about. So if I see less of that and less of people trying to like dissect where our relationship is,
you can get to anybody, not just them. I'll be fair, not just them. But why do that to somebody you care about? Why? I think this interview would have been okay had it been pre-reunion. But the fact that this is after the reunion when people were trying to move past Love Island, this was just this a horrible move. Yo, Ace, man, listen, you're 22, you're a YN, your frontal lobe is not there yet. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you just wasn't thinking. Cloud is one hell of a drug. But anyway, it's your casual cinema, bro, and I'm out.